all roads for app developers led to Cupertino this week as Apple kicked off its Worldwide Developers Conference, or WWDC, right here in Apple Park. This year was particularly significant as it marked the last time that Tim Cook delivered his keynote address before he steps down as CEO in September. Not just that, there's been so much talk around Siri AI, Apple Intelligence, and even Apple's partnership with Google. But we are going beyond the tech updates. We are bringing you to the beating heart of this conference, which is the developers. We've spoken to developers to understand what makes them tick. What is the story behind the apps that power our lives? After all, it wouldn't be wrong to say that apps make the world go round. Whether it's mobility, e-commerce, mental wellness, fitness, cooking, hobbies, just about anything, you have an app for it, or almost all of it. Because even in Tim Cook's keynote address, he spoke about how the App Store receives about 1,000 applications every single hour. These are huge numbers, and nothing explains that better than Apple's own announcement on June 4th, where they said they facilitated $1.4 trillion worth of billing and sales for the app ecosystem. These numbers are huge, and we wanted to go beyond just the numbers and bring you the heart of the story.
So my app is called Steady Hands. It's an app for the people who are affected by essential hand tremor, and my app helps them to regain control over their hands with small and steady exercises. And these are exercises which therapists, neurologists have been using for decades. This was one of the features of my app, and there is one more feature, that's the drawings, like the drawings which the user draw. My app detects the tremor out of those drawings and then removes them dynamically in real time. I was inspired by my grandmom for this because she loved drawing as a child. I grew up drawing with her. She used to love sketching. We used to spend hours drawing together. But eventually she was detected by essential hand tremor. I did my research and I came across like a lot of solution over eating or tracking medication, tracking symptoms, tracking surgery. But there was nothing out there which helped people to draw again, and that's why I created Steady Hands.
The app arose from a personal problem of mine. I was trying to study these mathematical proofs that the app aims to make easy. When I tried to study them, I found them really hard to understand without any new resources for myself. So the app served as a sort of solution to my own problem, and aims to simplify the proof learning process by removing all the syntax, the notation, the jargon, and distilling the proofs down to their important logical steps such that it becomes really easy to understand and follow the chain of thought that led to the proof.
We developed an app called Essayist. It's an academic writing app for Mac, iPad, and iPhone. So it's aimed at students at universities of all levels, undergrad, graduate, PhD, researchers. Writing academic papers often comes with various formatting requirements, and we wanted to take that away so you can focus on what's most important, which is the content of what you're writing about. So when you start a first essay, you simply choose your citation style, and everything is set up for you. The page setup, the font, line spacing, all the requirements that are necessary. You can just start writing, dragging in your references, and it'll show up formatted in the bibliography. And yeah, that is Essayist, and it just get rid of the formatting hassle of writing papers.
We are a small company based on the south of Brazil. The name of our city is Porto Alegre. We were like the first fashion design app on App Store back in 2014. So today we are here in WWDC 26 to see these novelties for us to add in our app.
This is my flagship app for guitarists. So I've been making apps for the iOS ecosystem since 2011. And these are apps I've created as solutions to what I would need as a musician myself. So I've been playing the piano and the guitar for almost 20 years professionally, and I have made single purpose apps like tuner, metronome, chord library. My idea with GuitarWiz was to bring everything together as an all-in-one toolkit for guitarists.
During COVID only, we have kids at home, we have a joint family, right?
Yeah.
So I observed they were consuming content, but it lacked educational value. They were just scrolling and random videos. So we thought we should create something that even though they are consuming screen time, they gain something educational out of it.
Yeah.
So that is when we came up with Lil Artist.
So last year Apple introduced liquid glass and we wanted to try something on liquid glass. So we were brainstorming and then we came up with the idea, let's make a game. So it's a word puzzle game where you just need to drag left and right and you can rephrase the letter, and we ask user to guess the word and you can just drag letters and make a word out of it.
So I was watching sport for more than a decade, and I was working with a different organization as a 9 to 5. And over the period that I was just getting to the leadership role, and I never got an opportunity to design myself. So then one fine day, I went and watched Formula One race, and I get to meet my idol driver. That's the Lewis Hamilton. And right after I came back, I thought I'll create some of the concept and then see that how does it go. And that's where the Box journey started. And even now, my co-founder is an absolute stranger. So that I created a concept and put it out on social media and asking for if someone could come and build the product. And that's where I met Kamal Kumar, who's a brilliant engineer, iOS engineer. And that's how the product journey started. I think it's been 4 years now. We started as a passion project with the two of us. Now we are 9 of us are working with a multiple product. One is Box, another one is a Go Club, which is a simple step counting and water reminder app, which was one of the finalists last year for App Store Award.
I was always interested into technology as a child. I had a lot of ideas, but I didn't knew that how do I put those ideas into app, because I didn't know anything about app development as a child. But eventually I ended up taking computer science. I think it was the passion of me having towards technology. And then up as in my university, I came across iOS Development Center, and I think that's where my journey started towards Swift and Xcode and iOS. I was building an app for breast cancer patients for past 1 year. That was my main app. And then I came across Swift Student Challenge, and then I participated in it. And I think my idea started way before I knew what app development is, but I think that was an inspiration. And over time, it just happened, and I ended up creating an app which could help people. And I have always been passionate about helping communities, and I'm definitely going to keep continuing doing that, because if I'm able to help like one person, if I'm able to help like change one person's life, I think it's worth it.
This app idea was like, it was driven by the idea. I had this problem and I wanted to solve it. And the app seemed like the best way to do it. Something that, not just can apply to me, right? It's not just a program or something that I can only use. It can be used by lots of people. Before my submission, I invited a few friends over to beta test the app to see how it works, how the UI is, and whether they find it as intuitive as I do. So based on their feedback, I actually found out that the app is not at all as easy and to work around and, as intuitive to use on first opening as I had thought it to be. Obviously my first person perspective is very different from their second person perspective, especially when they have like no prior knowledge on what and how things are working. So that prompted a pretty big redesign of the app to, focus on a person who is not coming into it with prior knowledge or, any sort of information, but it's just dumped there on the screen, completely clueless and just waiting to be led.
We first start the idea of the app because I am a fashion designer graduated. And as soon as I finish the course, I start to become a teacher for fashion courses. And I feel the need to broadcast the way that we design fashion design, like for a huge number of students. I realized that there are so many ideas for the fashion world that could be done and they didn't have it yet. So I put it together, all those ideas that I have, and I built, let's say, a sketch of this project. Then I get to the company of Carlos and Bruno to understand if they could help me to create these apps, because they were already doing this for other companies and so on. So we start to develop these together since there. And after 10 years later, we were as well the first fashion design app for Vision Pro. So we are very proud of this.
I'm a musician myself, and I'm a bachelor's in technology and computer science. I love to solve problems using code. So I built these apps as solutions for my own needs as a musician. So if I wanted a tuner, what I would do first is I would go to the app store and look up for a tool or a chord library which could solve it. I use a lot of other music apps also, but whenever I found there's a gap, whenever I found that this could be done better, this could be more integrated with Apple ecosystem, I went ahead and created these tools myself. Over years, I have understood that it's crucial to support all kinds of users, whether you're visually impaired or whatever your difference in ability is. Especially with Guitarwiz, I wanted to make sure that from day one, it caters to all kinds of guitarists, and accessibility was prioritized right from the beginning. The app supports voiceover. It is color blindness friendly. It supports dynamic type. These are things which I have developed by observing how people use Apple devices across around myself. For example, my dad uses large text on his iPhone. So it becomes crucial when people depend on such features. It's crucial that we support these features in our apps. So it was not something like an add-on. So it was always part of the design.
It's a lot of work. Essays is a word processor, and there's a lot that goes to it. We all want to have the live formatting of exactly what your paper looks like when you export or print it. And so there's a lot of work that goes into making sure this is just right. And there's a lot of features that have to go into this. And we've been adding a lot of small things, and all the different citation styles require different things. The part of the new ones, they required column layout. So we didn't have this before. All of these little details are now in it, and we're finally ready to add all styles. So one feature that we are very much aware of and looking into, and also want to bring into essays, is a way you can show your professor that you didn't use AI, or maybe how you used AI. Basically a way that shows how that paper came to be, like a tracking history, something really nice.
We always want to promote responsible use of AI, and we want to help users write their essay, but we don't want to take away that critical thinking component of essay writing.
So we have a monthly and yearly subscription, and user also can opt in for the lifetime. We have like a $4.99 for a month and $19 for a year, and there's $29 plan for a lifetime plan.
So we're primarily in English-speaking markets right now because the app is only in English, but we do plan to localize into many different languages by the end of the summer, and we'll be adding 10,000 plus citation styles. So we should be all over the world, where we are in the student market, and we're aware of budget constraints. So we do have a free tier where users can write basic essays, and then some of the pro features do require a subscription, but you can still write an essay in it, especially as a first or second year university student. It's a great product.
So Boxbox, one thing that which we are sharing is a subscription. That's the primary revenue from both the product. But Boxbox, we do develop a product in a way that the company can come and advertise within our product, which enabled us partnering with some of the official driver who could come and then partnering within our product. And that's another revenue which is coming in. And mainly that we targeted both the product. One is completely fan-driven product since it's into the Formula One motorsport. And Go Club, we wanted to cater something made for iPhone, so that our app is available only on an iPhone, wherein we are taking the entire leverage of how well an app can design, or the experience could be. So our primary markets are always in US, UK, and Australia. And we're pretty popular in iOS primarily. I think that's the main market. And we do have close to 3.5 million users around the world.
We're definitely excited about Siri AI. There are ways we can integrate it so users can get help while writing their essay, but still come with their own thoughts and ideas when writing their paper.
I also think we're very excited and curious about all the on-device AI things. There's a lot of things I think we'll be able to do behind the scenes for the user that goes even further in terms of formatting, we can expand on a feature that we already had where you're just dragging the PDF and we extract information to form a reference for you, but now we can extract knowledge for you. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see what we can do with it.
So Apple has announced the Xcode and automation and the AI which they are integrating, the Siri which they are integrating. I think it's incredible and it's going to revolutionize how the app development is going to take place on forward, because it's going to be really easy for us as developers to integrate something which we are not aware about.
For Lil Artist, Apple now allowing developers to attach images, right? Like in Lil Artist, we have features called creative personalized story. So parents can create a story for their kids, but it was just images and a text. Now we can attach a image of the kid and we can personalize the story, and the kid's face will be there and the kid's story would be around the kids. They have made a Mac app also and it's working for us. Now it's started making money and users started giving us positive feedback also. So it's basically what it does. Let's say there are people who like mechanical keyboard, but those mechanical keyboards are heavy, right? So they cannot carry mechanical keyboard while they are traveling. So what we did, now we are simulating mechanical keyboard sound on the Mac. When user type or code, when you type it, it's simulate mechanical keyboard sound, tactile sound, and we also added a mechanical mouse sound also in it. So yeah, it's a Mac fun app. It's called Funky.
I'm also planning to put my SSC winning app on the App Store. Basically, it is for people who are deaf or who have some hearing disabilities to feel music through touch and kind of create their own rhythmic patterns. So yeah.
Yesterday's announcements were all about AI and which were really exciting. And I really look forward to how we can present more information from the app. The app has a huge knowledge base of music theory, and it's a treasure house for guitars, like in terms of music theory and intervals and chord library and all. There's like a lot of stuff inside the app. So if someone is using Siri and asking a question like, what are the intervals of the C major chord? If I could surface really relevant information through Siri, that would be great.
So, of course, I'm really happy to see Apple finally integrating Siri in like a good way, in the genuine smart Siri for the first time after 2024. It's finally coming out. For me, I find that the ability, the smarter on-device Siri as well as the private cloud compute Siri to be accessible and usable, which I will be using in the app to give hints and personalized clues to users in the app. So that's a future integration that's planned.
We are trying to adopt this new Siri AI over our 3 apps, so the user can interact in the system with more naturally to create a new design or find a design in the gallery.
The Xcode developer tools will improve a lot our work.
We have as well a second app in which is regarding of makeup design. And we are really releasing in a near future our third app, in which will be more specifically to fashion images and personal stylist work. Many people ask about how the AI can help in fashion design, and we truly believe that can be as an assistant. It's not that it's gonna take your place as a designer, because you're always gonna have the ideas, but maybe it's gonna help you in the way that you represent those ideas, that is gonna be even more easy for you to make the rendering of the project. Show this to your supplier and he will understand much better how to develop their prototypes. So we truly believe that AI is going to be the future, but helping the designer to develop and not replacing it. So this is what we believe.
6 different developers, 6 entirely different apps, and 6 totally different realities. But what binds them all together is this deep sense of purpose. Purpose as well as this personal connect with an idea and an urge to do something more, to help, to bring people together, to build community. And as much as we speak of AI and all the incredible things that come with it, I think this is my biggest takeaway, that regardless of what the technology is, if people find value in what you build, if it connects with them, if it manages to solve some of their problems, there is no way that it will not scale.